Hi YouTube, Eddie here, and welcome to the Woodworking Hack. As the name implies, I'm a woodworking hobbyist. I'm far from a professional, as you'll soon see. I make a lot of mistakes. There are times where I have zero clue what I'm doing, but that's okay. Every project that I involve myself with here in the workshop, I learn something new. And I love woodworking. There are a few places I'd rather be than right here in the wood shop. So today we are going to go and we are going to build this workbench. This is made mostly of 2x4s that I picked up at Home Depot or at Lowe's. It weighs about 250 pounds. It's very, very solid. And it was something that was lacking in this workshop. In fact, the workbench I had before was just a fold-up table with a piece of plywood over the top. And as most of you know, that's just not going to cut it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on this workbench. And if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button. Thanks. Okay. So I'm going to cut the first piece here. Stop is in place, set, cut off 10 inches. I'm going to do that on either side of all the 2x4s. For the other side. Okay, so I just finished cutting off 10 inches on either side of the 2x4s. That was 24 in total. As you can see, these are all the scraps, and there's the stack of 24 2x4s that are going to make up my tabletop. Okay, the next thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to join a face and an edge. Once I have all the 2x4s, after I have them all going through the joiner, then I'm going to send them through the planer to make them all even thickness. So here we go. Not too bad. There's some joiner blade marks here. This joiner hasn't been used in quite some time, so I don't think it's a burn mark. I just think it's rust. And these are going to be glued together, so you're not going to see it anyway. This is the part this is the edge. The edges you really want to make sure are nice, smooth, and clean. Not too bad here. Little sanding, it's going to look beautiful. But I do know that this face and this edge are square. I'm going to go ahead and do all 24 of these, and then we'll be ready to send them through our planer. Okay, after I sent all 24 2x4s through the joiner on both the edges and on one side, I was going to make one pass through the planer here. I made one pass and there's a problem. I'm not sure if you could see it, but it's kind of tearing up the material along the way. So that leads, because this was all nice and smooth, that leads me to believe that there might be something wrong with the knives. I did use this planer quite a bit when I was woodworking, and I suspect that the knives need to be replaced. So let me just take a look at it. Okay, this planer, it's a Delta 12.5 inch by 6 inch planer. It's model number 22560. I've actually never opened one of these up before, so this is new to both of us. Alright, it's the blade cover. And here are the blades. Right here. It's not razor sharp, but there's still an edge on it. I wonder if there's any damage on here. Oop. That just locked. Okay, here we go. This is a lock. Just push it down. And let's see about removing this blade here. Yeah, these are pretty dull. I'm gonna have to order a couple more blades. Okay, there is some good news. This is the dull blade, and it is extremely dull. But if I turn it over, that is brand new and sharp as can be. So it saved me probably, I don't know, 50 bucks or so. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn these around, put them back in, and see what happens. Okay. It looks like the new blades definitely made a huge improvement. This is all nice and smooth, and most of the damage caused by the dull blades, knives, have disappeared. Now, I took a little more off than I intended to on this piece, but it'll be fine. And now, the last piece, I just got to check for squareness. And I don't know if you can see this. That's right on the money. That is as well. And that. So I'm happy with this, and I'm going to go ahead and send all 24 through this planer. Okay, so I sent all the boards through the planer. All the boards are looking pretty good right now, and so now it's time to glue the boards together. I'm going to do this in 3 sections. and I'm going to use a biscuit joint between each board. Now I know that may be a little overkill, and it probably is. The reason why I'm doing it though is I want to make sure that the tops of the boards on the top of the workbench are going to be even, and to do that I'm going to use a biscuit joint. I've drawn 6 lines down the length of this section. Again, there's going to be 3 of these sections, and so now we're going to cut the holes for the biscuits. Okay, I have my first 2x4 in my vase, and again, as I mentioned, I have 6 of these lines across the board, and this is what's going to help me line up my biscuits between the boards. The way you do this, you place your biscuit joiner right on the lines. There's a line here on the fence of the joiner. There's another line here on this plate here, and you just line them up. It looks good. Oh, by the way, I'm using a number 20 biscuit. So what you do, right here, biscuits come in different sizes. You have 0, 10, 20. You just want to make sure that this is on the number 20, so it cuts at the appropriate length, or depth rather. So again, I'm going to line up my line. So this biscuit fits perfectly in this 2x4. And for this section we have 48 biscuit holes I've got to cut with the joiner. So I'll get going on that now.